Once upon a time, in a land filled with sunshine and juicy fruits, lived a cheerful apple named Appy and a jolly watermelon named Melly. Appy, round and red, loved to bounce. He'd roll down hills, giggling as he went. Melly, big and green with stripes, preferred to relax in the sun, dreaming of summer picnics. Appy and Melly were very different. Appy was small and quick, always zipping around the orchard, making friends with the bees and butterflies. He loved to tell jokes, even if they were a little silly. Melly, on the other hand, was slow and steady. She enjoyed quiet moments, sharing her sweet juice with the thirsty birds. She was known for her calming presence and wise words. One day, a big storm blew through the land. The wind howled and the rain poured down. Appy, usually so energetic, was scared. He huddled under a leaf, shivering. Melly, seeing Appy's fear, rolled slowly towards him. "Don't worry, Appy," she boomed, her voice surprisingly comforting. "We'll get through this together." Melly, with her large size, created a wonderful shelter under her broad leaves. Appy snuggled close, feeling safe and warm. They chatted about their favorite things, Appy's bouncy adventures and Melly's peaceful dreams. They even shared silly jokes which helped lighten the mood. The storm raged on, but their friendship blossomed amidst the chaos. When the storm finally passed, the sun peeked through the clouds. Appy and Melly emerged, refreshed and even closer friends. Appy realized that even though they were so different, their friendship was strong and valuable. Melly learned that even a shy apple could be brave, especially with a little watermelon support. From that day on, Appy and Melly were the best of friends. They learned that differences make life more interesting, and that true friendship can weather any storm. They continued to share their sunshine, laughter, and juicy goodness with everyone in the land, proving that even an apple and a watermelon can be the best of friends. So remember, friends, no matter how different you are, you can always find a way to share laughter and overcome challenges together. Once upon a time, in a sunny orchard bursting with juicy fruits, lived a cheerful melon named Melly and a zesty orange named Ori. Melly, round and green, loved to bounce around, giggling as she rolled over the soft grass. Ori, bright and orange, preferred to stay put, basking in the sun and dreaming of sunny adventures. Melly, with her boundless energy, was always getting into mischief. One day, she decided to have a rolling race down the hill. "Come on, Ori," she called, her voice echoing through the orchard. Ori, however, was hesitant. "Rolling down a hill? I might get bruised," he squeaked, clinging to a branch. Melly, unfazed, zoomed down the hill, leaving a trail of giggling laughter in her wake. Later that day, Ori, feeling a little left out, spotted Melly stuck. She'd rolled too far and landed in a prickly bush, unable to get out. "Melly, are you all right?" Ori called out, his voice filled with concern. Melly, covered in leaves and looking a little sorry for herself, whimpered, "I'm stuck, Ori. I should have listened to you." "Ori, despite his initial reluctance to join Melly's adventures, knew he had to help. He used his bright orange peel as a rope, carefully reaching down to Melly. He helped her pull herself out, and soon she was free. Melly was so grateful. "Thank you, Ori. You saved me." That day, Melly and Ori learned a valuable lesson. Melly learned that sometimes it's important to be careful and listen to others' advice. Ori learned that even though he enjoyed his quiet time, helping his friends was rewarding and exciting. From that day on, they were the best of friends. They still enjoyed their different personalities, Melly bouncing and giggling, Ori basking in the sun. But they always looked out for each other, ready for any adventure, big or small. And so, the melon and the orange, so different yet so alike, continued to live happily in their sunny orchard, proving that even the most contrasting personalities can become the best of friends through kindness, understanding, and a little bit of shared adventure. Their story reminds us that it's okay to be different and that helping each other makes life much sweeter, just like the juicy sweetness of a ripe melon and a zesty orange. The Great Jambu and Mangus Competition. Once upon a time, in a lush green orchard bursting with juicy fruits, lived two best friends, Jambu, a rosy-cheeked guava, and Mangus, a plump purple mangosteen. They were the most popular fruits in the orchard, each boasting their unique deliciousness. Jambu, with its sweet and slightly tangy flavor, was loved for its refreshing juice. Mangus, on the other hand, was adored for its sweet, creamy white flesh hidden within its deep purple shell, a real treasure to uncover. One sunny morning, a mischievous monkey named Miko swung into the orchard. He announced a grand fruit competition. The prize, a golden swing, the most coveted toy in the entire jungle. Jambu and Mangus, both competitive and playful, immediately decided to participate. Jambu, being the more outgoing fruit, decided to showcase its refreshing qualities. It organized a jambu juice splash party, inviting all the jungle animals. The party was a huge success. Everyone loved the cool, sweet juice, especially on a hot day. Jambu felt confident in its chances of winning the golden swing. Mangus, being a bit more shy, chose a different approach. It decided to highlight its mystery and intrigue. It held a Mangus treasure hunt, hiding itself amongst the leaves. The animals had to find the mangosteens, peel them open, and savor the delicious surprise inside. This unique challenge proved extremely popular, and everyone loved the exciting hunt and the creamy treat at the end. The day of the judgment arrived, and Miko, the monkey judge, was faced with a difficult decision. Both Jambu and Mangus had shown off their amazing qualities in unique and fun ways. He scratched his head, pondering. He loved the refreshing burst of Jambu's juice and the exciting hunt for Mangus's treasure. Finally, Miko declared a tie. He couldn't choose between the two best friends. To everyone's surprise, he presented both Jambu and Mangus with a golden swing each. They were both thrilled, and the whole orchard erupted in cheers. From that day on, Jambu and Mangus continued their friendship, proving that even in competition, sharing and friendship are the sweetest rewards. And they always shared their golden swings, taking turns enjoying their wonderful prize. The end. Once upon a time, in a sunny orchard bursting with colorful fruits, lived a playful banana named Benny and a grumpy grape named Gabby. Benny, with his bright yellow peel and cheerful grin, loved to swing from the branches, his laughter echoing through the leaves. Gabby, however, a tiny purple grape hanging low on a vine, grumbled about everything. She complained about the sun being too hot, the rain being too cold, and the birds being too noisy. Benny, despite Gabby's constant grumbling, tried to be friends. One day, he swung down from his branch, landing with a soft thump near Gabby's vine. "Hello," he chirped. "Want to play hide and seek?" Gabby grumbled. "Hide and seek? I'm too tired. And besides, I don't like games." Benny, undeterred, continued. "But it'll be fun. We can hide behind the leaves." He pointed to a large, leafy bush. Gabby, secretly curious, peeked out from under her leaf. Benny was already giggling behind the bush, his yellow peel barely visible. Hesitantly, Gabby inched her way closer, her tiny purple body almost disappearing amongst the green leaves. They played hide and seek for a while, Benny's infectious laughter gradually melting Gabby's grumpiness. Benny taught Gabby how to swing gently from a low-hanging branch, and Gabby discovered that it was actually quite enjoyable. She even giggled a little when she nearly fell, but Benny caught her safely. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in beautiful shades of orange and pink, Benny and Gabby sat together on a mossy rock. Gabby, surprisingly, didn't grumble once. She even shared a juicy grape with Benny, who in turn offered her a small piece of his sweet, soft banana. That day, Benny and Gabby learned something important. Benny learned that even grumpy grapes could be fun to play with, and Gabby learned that sometimes stepping outside of her comfort zone could bring unexpected joy. They discovered that friendship could blossom even between a cheerful banana and a grumpy grape, proving that even the most different fruits can find common ground and delicious fun together. From that day on, Benny and Gabby remained the best of friends, proving that a little bit of sunshine and playful fun can brighten even the grumpiest of days. The Coconut and the Salic, a hilarious hide and seek. Once upon a time, in a lush tropical orchard bursting with juicy fruits, lived a cheerful coconut named Coco and a spiky salic named Sally. Coco, round and brown, loved to tumble and roll, while Sally, small and scaly, preferred to hide amongst the leaves. They were the best of friends, despite their very different personalities. One sunny afternoon, Coco, brimming with mischief, suggested a game of hide and seek. Sally, initially hesitant because of her excellent hiding skills, eventually agreed. Coco, with a triumphant "Ready or not, here I come," started his search, his big brown body rolling hilariously over the soft earth. Coco looked under banana trees, behind papaya bushes, and even peeked inside a giant jackfruit. but Sally was nowhere to be found. Her camouflage amongst the salak bushes was superb. Coco, after much searching and tumbling, was starting to get a little frustrated. He bumped into a mango tree, nearly knocking off a whole bunch of ripe mangoes. He rolled into a puddle, getting himself covered in mud. His search was a chaotic comedy of errors. Finally, exhausted and covered in mud, Coco slumped down beneath a shady guava tree. Suddenly, a tiny voice giggled. "Boo!" Coco jumped. There, nestled amongst a bunch of salak, was Sally, her spiky skin barely visible. Her laughter was contagious, and Coco couldn't help but laugh along. He was so relieved to have found her. Coco learned that day that even the best hider needs to be found, and that even a messy, muddy game of hide and seek can be tons of fun. Sally, on the other hand, realized that sometimes, even though hiding is fun, the joy of being found by a friend is even better. They spent the rest of the afternoon sharing stories and laughing, their friendship strengthened by their silly game. The story of Coco and Sally teaches us that friendship comes in all shapes and sizes, just like coconuts and salak. It also shows us that sometimes the best adventures are the ones filled with laughter, surprises, and maybe a little bit of mud. So, go find your own friend and create your own hilarious adventure. Remember, the best games are those shared with those you love. Mango and Pineapple, a tropical tussle. Once upon a time, in a sunny orchard bursting with juicy fruits, lived a plump, proud mango named Manny and a spiky, sassy pineapple named Piña. Manny, with his golden skin and sweet, fragrant flesh, was the orchard's darling. He boasted about his creamy texture and delicious juice, often looking down at the other fruits. Piña, on the other hand, with her prickly exterior and tangy, sweet insides, was a bit of a rebel. She didn't care for Manny's bragging and often teased him about his soft skin. Their rivalry began innocently enough. One day, a group of children came to pick fruits. Manny, eager to be chosen first, puffed himself up, showcasing his beautiful golden hue. Piña, seeing this, rolled her spiky body slightly, letting out a little thump, a sound which amused the children, who found her quirky personality endearing. To Manny's surprise, the children picked Piña first. This fueled Manny's competitive spirit. He decided he'd show Piña who was truly the best. He started a competition, a rolling race down the orchard hill. Manny, confident in his round shape, zoomed off first, but his smooth skin made him slide uncontrollably, landing with a soft thud. At the bottom, a little bruised. Piña, with her spiky exterior and surprisingly good balance, navigated the hill expertly, rolling smoothly and winning the race. Although Manny was initially disappointed, he realized something important. Piña's spiky exterior didn't make her less delicious. In fact, her unique taste and resilience were what made her special. He also saw how the children loved her playful personality. He learned that being different wasn't a bad thing. It could even be an advantage. Later that day, Manny and Pina shared some juice with the children, combining their sweetness and tanginess. The children loved the unique flavor combination, declaring it the best treat of all. Manny and Pina, finally understanding each other, realized that their differences made them a fantastic team, proving that friendship is always sweeter than competition. From then on, they remained the best of friends, showing everyone that being unique and celebrating differences makes life much more delicious.